So there's a point when you're making things that you realize that the tables and desks in your home aren't really designed for making things on top of, and you get to a point where you don't have enough space in your kitchen junk drawer for all your tools. So what I'm doing in this video is making a sort of tool cart, and you can see I'm working on a workbench. It's called a low Roman style workbench, and you can find Rex Kruger's YouTube channel. He explains how it's made and its uses, and it works really well for two use cases for me, which is using it as a large sawhorse, like I'm doing here, um, clamping boards to it and making cuts. And then the other thing it's good for is more like fine woodworking. So chiseling, chopping, um, planing, and just having a really solid place to put smaller pieces of wood and do work. But what I'm looking for in this tool cart that I'm building is a place to store my tools and a small place to do small projects and assembly glue ups, but mostly storage. So all of the wood for this project was free. I found it on the side of the road, um, just walking the dog, and it was probably a 4x4 sheet of plywood that had been broken in half and a handful of 2x4s, and then this huge board which was it was 18 inches wide, I think, by almost 6 feet long. And that's what I used for the sort of legs of the cart. And I sort of had an idea in mind of what I wanted, and I had seen something similar on YouTube, someone else building it. But in the weeks after initially building this, I created a lot of different ways to store different tools, and this essentially has become my workshop. This cart, just being able to add different tool holders to it and also build tools around it. A lot of people say that, the workbench is the largest and often most expensive tool that you'll own. And I think that can be true with certain types. Really nice hand tool woodworking workbenches, like a Roubo style workbench. Those can cost thousands of dollars just for the materials. If you're using 2 inch thick oak, for example, you're going to be spending thousands of dollars just in the wood. And then you start building in vices and other things that you need to buy the hardware for, and it gets crazy. Um, so you can spend a lot, and then, welding as well. Maybe build a welding cart if you're doing something, a lot of metal working. Um, but really, I'm looking for something that's gonna hold my tools and give me a little space to work and that I can modify afterwards. Living in an apartment, I don't have a lot of dedicated space for making, and so this has provided that over the last few weeks. And it was really simple construction. I put some caster wheels that were also free. They came with a bed frame that I was using a while back, and they're not really the right wheels, but I've been able to make them work, and they work fine. They roll around nicely, and like I said, I've made a lot of custom tool holders. They hold a lot of my Ryobi tools. Um, and then I got some free pegboard on the side of the road too, and put that on each side. And over time, I'll probably make a few more shelves or drawers, and thinking about like some type of lighting solution, so that when I'm working at it, I have plenty of light. But for now, I'm pretty happy with it. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, but I would highly recommend this as a, as you've been making for a fair amount of time and you need a place to start keeping things and having a dedicated space. This is a great project. You can just use scrapwood for the most part, or at most, like buy a sheet of plywood and maybe some 2x4s. So not a big investment, but a lot of functionality, a lot of capability, and organization. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video.